talk about what happened with this alleged shooting in Virginia State recently. Now, the story behind this is that a black homosexual man took fire on 2 targets in broad daylight on live video. Of course, it's a very shocking and horrifying story to hear, and if you immediately take it for what is presented to you, it can lead you into a lot of anger, hostility, and a lot of things that are actually distraction. We do live in an age of constant distraction, and this story here is a shining example thereof. However, remaining back on focus with this story. Now, supposedly this man had beef with his employers, and this woman in particular, and possibly the man as well, Mr. Ward. I'm not entirely certain on this from the top of my head. So he had a problem. Of course, he was expressing that he was being racially targeted by these people or by his employers at the television crew. And therefore, he allegedly made reports to the Economic Opportunity Committee, the EEOC, and whatever else, and had some form of settlement about it. All of that, however, is neither here nor there. So, allegedly, this video that he depicted himself as he wore a camera, he stalks the prey upon a deck and stands aside. Now, during this whole him walking towards the people, no one responds of the 3 parties, be it the news reporter, the man filming for the news reporter, or the woman that the news reporter is interviewing. They all do not take any notice. I don't know how normal that is, because when I'm out and about, if I'm on a dock or a deck or a boardwalk or even in a fast food parking lot, if someone approaches, somebody is going to take notice. No one is going to just completely staunchly remain frozen on what they are doing and ignore the other party outright. I'll notice. We all do this. We take a quick glance. Now, maybe in the reporter's defense, she had to remain her eye contact and things like that. But certainly, I could imagine the woman being interviewed would have noticed, or the camera operator himself. Now, this footage, it goes on to display the man, Vesper is what his identity was, I believe. It could be wrong. I could be wrong there. Bryce was his real last name, and he had taken the assumed last name of Williams. So this footage shows the man Bryce or Williams, however you want to refer to him, brandishing the weapon before taking action, and we can hear him utter the word bitch. He brandishes the gun, and he says very quietly, he says bitch. Again, he's a few feet from the people involved here, from his alleged targets, and they don't notice this black man in black, completely dressed in black, head to toe, brandishing a firearm before them now. Alright, so he then proceeds to hang out around them, and they're not bothered by this. As professional camera people and news reporters, you'd think they'd have some level of saying, we're trying to work here, could you please step back. I've been on music video shoots where that has happened before, in New Orleans and New York. Anytime you have a camera operator doing his business, he wants to get down with business. He doesn't want to be distracted by people coming and going, doing as they please. They got a job to do. Again, though, the report continues. and this man continues to lurch over them until ultimately he decides it's time to open fire on his first target, the woman in question, the news reporter. Now, when he decides that he's going to shoot this woman, I initially have a problem with her reaction completely, from the expression on her face to the way that her body reacts. Allegedly, we are drawn to believe that he has just put one, if not two, bullet holes in this skinny, petite young woman. So he shoots her, and she kind of does this facial expression of oh my God, and she curls up on herself, and he shoots her again. Now, within 2 shots fired, that woman would be on the ground. She would have definitely by the first shot, dropped the microphone. She would have dropped the microphone. No doubt about it. That microphone would have hit with a thud. You would have heard it, and there would have been pandemonium. The woman standing a foot from her would be crying, screaming, running, possibly jumping over the damn railing. The camera operator, again, by the first shot, he was a large man, bulk. He would have done something. Hit the guy, hit the perpetrator with the camera, anything. So this woman takes allegedly 2 shots, up until possibly 3, before she decides it's time to run, screaming in terror. Now, if you have bullet holes in you, the first thing that's going to happen is your body is going to bleed. There will be blood. Now, there should have been an awful large wet stain on her, and she should have recoiled from the force of the gunshot hitting her. Instead, again, she curls and stands firm and forward and starts screaming. So there's a lot wrong with this alleged video footage. Now, there's a lot wrong with this country right now too, and that's what we need to ultimately keep both eyes, if not all 3 eyes, open to what is going on. We have excessive violence caused by Black Panthers organizations throughout the country. If not excessive violence, if not violence, we definitely have an increased level of excessively violent intentions on people, particularly white people, from these Black Panthers. Now, the whole thing down south and where this is happening is being shaped for a reason. Just like the whole Dylan Roof thing that started this off. I never even thought I'd say this guy's name on a video, because he doesn't matter to me. I always thought it was a smokescreen to begin with. But ever since that, and that was spurned by all the alleged crimes against innocent black didn't do nothings, and things like that, all going back to Trayvon Martin only some few years ago. We all remember the poor innocent black child who was monstrously slaughtered in the streets for not doing anything by an evil, angry white man. Now, of course, after everything's done with that story, we all know what the truth is behind that. That the man who killed him was not a white man at all. He was a partial Mexican, partial mestizo, and white. Possibly even partial Jewish on top of everything, which would leave, certainly, if there's Jewishness and mestizo DNA in him, certainly no Caucasian European DNA in him. So that's how, again though, with the confusion, the media is in power to confuse you, and it does a damn good job of it. I understand what it's like when you're busy and you have to work and you have a family to raise, and you don't want to tune off tune out from what's going on, but you have to. We have to remain focused on the reality that this world is designed to destroy us, ultimately. It's designed to destroy us mentally. It's designed to destroy us physically, emotionally. The world in which we live, everything that comes on through the idiot box, is just designed to keep you as an idiot, as a savant. You know, they don't want you to ask questions. So they go ahead and they present to us this footage of this beautiful young reporter, only 24 years old, shot dead in cold blood. They present this to us, and they tell us by a black man now. And then they have the story that the black man is doing this because it's some form of revenge for the Dylan Roof massacre. Now, of course, on top of it, later comes out that he was also homosexual. So now you just throw in ridiculousness on top of more ridiculousness. How ridiculous can they make it? Okay, so now you have a black man who is also homosexual, who is also crazily angered to the point of slaughtering innocent white people on the job. He doesn't care who sees it. He's shooting you dead, Whitey, right on camera. That's what we're supposed to believe. Now, we're supposed to believe this because the media has always been enforcing a race war, a racial disaster, a racial aggression, and that's what it's getting. First we're getting it from the blacks with the Black Panther movement, and now we're going to get it on the other side of whites. And that's not to say that some of the aggressions that have been happening are not required or not necessary, because certainly white people are being slaughtered on a day-to-day basis. But we have to remember that the media wants this to happen. And who owns the media? We have to always stay focused. Who owns the media? The Jews own the media. The Jews own the radio, the television, the magazine, the music, every form of media that you put inside of your brain through looking at it with your eyeballs or letting it into your ears comes from a Jewish-owned enterprise. It's just the truth of the world. You can't escape it. So if you can't escape it, what do? You decide that you're not going to partake in it. You keep the idiot box off. You keep your eyes open at all times. You keep your mind clean from poison, social toxins. I'll make another video about the social toxins later, because I certainly know a lot about the social poisons that are out there, the social toxins, alcoholism, drug abuse, tobacco, whatever you may have. I know all about it, and that's coming on a further video. But to start with, we're staying focused on what is important, keeping your eyes open. Even when you sleep, you've got to keep some level of consciousness about you. Because if you wake up and you just decide to turn on the TV and listen to what they're telling you on the Action News day in and day out, I used to be there. I grew up in America. I used to be there. I used to believe everything they told us on the TV. If you keep on doing that, you're not going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to change. You're staying in their system, in their construct, in their box. And that's where they want you. They want you in that box. So they can go ahead and kick it around and crush it up and fill it with anything that they want. It's a box. It can hold whatever they want to put into it. And that's what they want. They want you to fit right in their little box. So, white people who are outraged about this alleged story, keep your eyes open about it. Keep your eyes open about it. You look at that footage, there's no shell casings that fly from that gun. Now, I've shot plenty of firearms in my life, and I'll shoot more. Anytime you shoot a gun, that shell casing has to go somewhere. It does not stay in the gun, and it does not fly out of the barrel. So if you've never shot a gun, you don't know how it works, it's not how it works. That shell casing has to go somewhere. Now this man's got a gun a few feet from his face, with a camera mounted on his head, and you can't see a shell casing be expelled? How is that? What form of firearm is this? Certainly nothing that I'm used to. Maybe a cap gun, a toy gun, something for children, and who knows? It may be that artificial. Look, whether or not you want to believe me on this or not, I'm going to use this example. Look at the moon landing. I believe that the moon landing is a hoax now. I do not believe in the moon landing anymore, but I also don't believe in the Holocaust anymore. There's plenty of things that I used to believe that I don't believe anymore because I had to. I had to get out of that box. And it's not easy to do. It's not easy. It takes years. But when you do it, you never want to go back into it. You don't want to go back to the mode where you don't think, to where you don't question. The media's job is to give you something and hope that you don't question it. You have got to question everything, every day that you wake up. White people, you hear something that's horrifying to you, like a story like this, you question it first, man. You gotta find out. You get to the root reality of it. Because if you don't, well, that's what they want. That's what they want. They want a bunch of buck-toothed, Uncle Tom, Bubba Bill, let's go out and shoot us and hang us some niggers. That's what they want. And that's no good. That's no good for anyone. That's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for this world. And the reason why it's not good is because all it's going to do is wind up with you thrown in prison or murdered or something bad where nothing good is going to happen from it. So you've got to stay real. You've got to stay awake out there. You've got to. You got to stay focused. Now, I'm not saying that this incident didn't occur. I don't know, but I question it, and that's what you need to do too. So you can go ahead and question me on it. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I just know that with the information being presented, I don't believe it. That's what I know. With the information being thus presented, I do not believe it. And I encourage you all to also go into things like this with that level or even higher level of thought process, where you have to be proven. You know, the burden of proof is on the media here. The person watching the idiot box, the person reading the newspaper headlines, they're the jury. The media's got to drive it into you. Now, if they don't drive enough information, I'm not buying it, man. That's it. I am not gonna buy it. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. I ain't got time for a wristwatch. You see me? I got no time for it. You know. What is it going to benefit me if I go ahead and get caught up and scooped up into this fabulous, fantastic story? I mean, fantastic in the sense that it's a fantasy. Did it even happen is what we have to really find out. I don't know. I don't know the alleged victims. I don't know the alleged perpetrator. I don't know any of those people. As far as I'm concerned, if it was real, it should have remained in Virginia and not been spread around like wildfire on the news. And what did they do that with? Trayvon Martin, guys. Trayvon Martin. It's all coming around full circle, guys. It really is. From black to white, white to black, blue to yellow, green, whatever. It's all coming around. Big things are coming in this world. September alone in 2015 is going to be a big month for the world. We got the Pope meeting with, I think, the President, visiting other countries. Anytime the Pope goes anywhere or visits with anyone in the world, number one, is big news. Because the Pope holds more power over people than a president or a king or a queen, you know, or a freaking mullah or whatever we have in Arabia, a prime minister. They hold more power because they control the minds of an entire population that believes in one religion, one ideology. So, you know, that's just what that is. Anytime the Pope is gonna make a visitation. There's gonna be something big going on. 2015 has already been a big year. We're only 2/3 of the way through it. There's more to come, guys. There's more to come. This year is not over. It is not over. Look at everything that's happened thus far with the racial problems originating and being hyped up, and everything else that's going on out there. It's just going to get worse, and you got to stay thinking. You have to remain thinking, clear-eyed. You know. Again, I know all about the problems of social toxins and everything else. That's another video coming. Don't worry, I'm going to talk to you all about it. I'll tell you my experiences with it and how I feel about it, and hopefully I can get some discussion with you guys who've gone through it yourselves. But staying focused on this right now, man, this story, we've got to stay focused, both eyes open. Read between the lines. Question the last names of people that you see on TV. Question last names of people who run the media stations that are reporting to you. Question the name of the management, the management of that news agency. Question him. Ask questions. But trust me, sitting around on Facebook or some of the big websites popping off right now and just going on about, you know, picking a banjo with fucking nigger strings or whatever, that's not going to do you any good. I can't even take that shit seriously. I can't, you know, because it doesn't offer anything. You know, are you really going to go out and cut a guy up and string your banjo from his sinews? Laughable. You're not going to do that. So come on. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. Again, this is Chris with Age of Reason. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and leave me some comments. Go ahead and click like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Both eyes open. Let's go, guys.